Hello, welcome to my Cheltenham Festival selections. I've decided I'd do a live video today and give you Tuesdays and Wednesdays selections, and then go live again on Wednesday for Thursday and Friday selections. So, if you don't know, Cheltenham Horse Racing Festival is held around this time every year. It starts tomorrow, and I've picked out the selections that I think will do well in the first 2 days of Cheltenham Festival. Now, my selections, you can back them if you wish. I'm not a tipster. I don't have information. I'm a fan of horse racing, and I enjoy picking out horses to watch during the festival. So if you maybe have a bit of trouble, maybe want something to watch like myself, then you're more than happy to follow my selections. If you do want to follow them, this is just my guideline. This is all I'm going to be doing. It's a £2 bet, £1 each way, or and that's anything over 5 to 1. So that means if you can get anything more than 5 to 1 on your selections, then you back it £1 each way. If it's anything less than 5 to 1, I do a £2 win on that selection. So if you want to follow my selections, I will tell you them now. I'll tell you the reasons why I've picked them. Let's start with the 130, which is the Sky Supreme Novice Hurdle. It's a 2.5 mile furlong race, and I've gone for Debuchet as the selection in that race. Now, there was a couple of other selections I did have a look at in that race, with the likes of Lost in Translation, Saxo Jack, and Dame Rose were the other contenders that I looked at. But looking at the race and the way it could go, Debuchet is a little bit quicker than the other three horses I've chose, and all of those four horses have won at that distance. So they are my four, but my main selection from that will be Debuchet. So there you go. Moving on to the Racing Post Arkle Trophy Chase, which is a 210. It's a grade 1. Only one selection I could find in this, and this was Petit Mounchoir, and that is 7 to 2 at the moment. Sorry, I'll give you Debuchet's price, which is 40 to 1. This is all with Sky Bet, the prices, by the way. Petit Mounchoir is now 7 to 2. It was 5 to 2 yesterday. I've just checked again. It's 7 to 2 now. So that is my selection for tomorrow at the 210. The 250, which is the Ultima Handicap Chase. Again, I've only gone for one selection here, and again, that is Wakanda, 16 to 1 on that one. Then we move to the 330, the big race of the day, which is the Unibet Champion Hurdle. So with the Unibet Champion Hurdle, I've got two selections. I can't honestly see past the odds-on favourite, Buveur D'Air. I just can't. But I've gone for Identity Theft for an each way. Now at the moment, Buveur D'Air is 4 to 7 on, but Identity Theft you can get 100 to 1 for that selection at the 330. So that would be my each way selection. So if you are going to put two bets on that race, £1 each way on Identity Theft on that one. Moving on to the 410 at Cheltenham, which is the OLBG Mares Hurdle. And on this one, I could only find one selection. I personally probably won't be having a bet on this selection, but I couldn't see anything to kind of trouble it, get close to it at all. And that's the favourite Applejack at 4 to 7 on. So again, I don't think I don't think I'll be putting a punt on that one. But again, for selection goings or for a place pot even, Applejack is mine on that one. Moving to the 450. Now the 450 is the National Hunt Chase. I couldn't find much information on this, so I had to do quite a lot of rooting around it. I narrowed it down to two. Miss Parfois at 13 to 2, but All King as well at 150 to 1. Again, I don't think it'd be one I'll be having a punt on because I couldn't find much information unless I get the Racing Post tomorrow and have a bigger read on it. But for tomorrow at 450, it's going to be Miss Parfois or All King. Moving on to the final race now, the 530, which is the Close Brothers Novice Handicap Chase. It's a 2 mile, 4 furlong Class 1 race. Now, I've got quite a few here that I've picked out. However, there's 3 dangers, or there's 3 that I've selected, and I'll tell you the one I fancy the most. So, Barney Dawn is 8 to 1, Mr. Whitaker is 9 to 1, and Cave Adventure is 33 to 1. So they are the 3 that I've picked out. Now, the one I fancy the most out of that one is going to be Mr. Whitaker at 9 to 1. Again, I couldn't find much information on this race as well, so again, but if I was going to go for anything, it would be Mr. Whitaker on that race there. So that is your Tuesday selection. So just to round up the ones that I've selected, the 130 is Debuchet, the 210 is Petit Mounchoir, the 250 is Wakanda, the 330, I can't see past the favourite, Buveur D'Air at 4 to 7, so I've also gone for each way at Identity Theft at 100 to 1. The 410, I can't see anything beating the favourite Apple Jade, not touching that race. The 450, Miss Parfois and All Kings, they're the 2 for the 450. And then the 530, Mr. Whitaker, but the 2 dangers in that are Barney Dawn and Cave Adventure. 8 to 1 and 33 to 1 for that, and Mr. Whitaker is 9 to 1. So that is your Tuesday's selections there. We're going to move on to Wednesday now. We're going to look at Wednesday. So Wednesday, the first up, it is the Ballymore Novice Hurdles. That's the 130, 2 mile, 5 furlong, Class 1, Grade 1 race. And I've gone for Black Up at 8 to 1. Now, the danger horse for that against that one is Go With The Flow. I haven't got a price for that one because I don't fancy it, but that is the only other horse that I could see that could trouble that race. That horse in that race, Black Up. So my selection for the Wednesday, Black Up, 8 to 1 at the 130. The 210s are 3 mile and a half furlong handicap, Class 1, Grade 1. It is the RSA Chase. With this, I've got one selection, and that is the Black Corton, and that is 6 to 1 in that race. Moving to the 250, which is the Coral Cup. Again, one selection only. William Henry, he's priced at 8 to 1. The 330 is a 2 mile chase, Class 1, Grade 1. And the 330 is the Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase. This one I've got a few selections on. Last year's winner, Special Tiara, is probably the one I fancy the most. It's 25 to 1 currently at the moment. The next danger to that, and I think it'll be tight at the final fence if Special Tiara is still in the race. Special Tiara and the favourite Outdoor. If them two are still in the race, I think it's going to be very, very tight with them. I think Special Tiara will win it because it's literally a fraction of a second difference between the two in that race. There is a danger in that race, and that is Min, and that is 3 to 1. But I fancy Special Tiara, but I can't also rule out Outdoor in that race as well, but I would go for Special Tiara in that race there, 3:30 at Cheltenham on the Wednesday. The 410 is a 3 mile 6 furlong Class 2 handicap. That is the Glen Farclas cross country chase, and I've got 3 in this, all tight. It's going to be a tight race. It's going to be a tight race. Cross country races normally are. I've gone for Erden G. de Gregaine. He's 16 to 1, but it's only a slight difference between the favourite of Cause of Causes at 11 to 4. They're both equal. They've both won this race as well in previous years, but I think Erden de Gregaine is the one I'm going for at 16 to 1. Cause of Causes 11 to 4, and the other danger, which I haven't mentioned yet, Bless the Wings at 9 to 1. That is my selections for the 410. And then finally, moving on to the 450. Couldn't find much on the 450, but it's a 2 mile and a half handicap, Class 1, Grade 3. It is the Bodless Fred Winter Handicap Hurdle. And I've gone for Paddle Your Own Canoe at 20 to 1 in that race. Can't give you any more information on that, I'm afraid. Looking at the 5:30, which is the final race of the day on Cheltenham on the Wednesday, which is the Weatherby's Champion Bumper. It's a 2 mile and a half handicap, Class 1, Grade 1. And I've gone for one, which is Here Comes the Boom at 33 to 1. There is a couple of other dangers in there, Crooks Peak being one of them and AC Milan. However, I don't fancy them. My selection there is Here Comes the Boom. So there are my selections for the 2 days. I will just go through them very quickly. You can find my selections again on Twitter as well. If you want to follow me, it's at Stuart Armour, all one word. You can follow me there, and I'll put the selections up after I've finished this post here. So just to go back through with the Tuesdays, the first race is the 1:30, and I've gone for Debuchet at 40-1. The 2:10 is Petit Mounchoir at 7-2. The 2:50 is Wakanda at 16-1. The 3:20 is Buveur D'Air at 4-7 on. However, Identity Thief each way at 100-1. 4:10, sorry, is the Apple Jade at 4-7 on. The 4:50, Miss Parfois and All King. I can't split them. I'd probably say Miss Parfois just over All King. And then the 5:30, I've gone for Mr. Whitaker at 9-1. So that is my Tuesday selections, followed by my Wednesday selections. So we'll start again. 1:30 is Black Ops at 8-1. 2:10 is Black Corton at 6-1. 2:50 is William Henry at 8-1. The 3:30 is going to be tight between the favourite Altador and Special Tiara, but I rate Special Tiara. The 4:10 is Urgent de Gregaine, and the 4:50 is Padleyourowncanoe, 20-1, and finally the 5:30. Herecomestheboom at 33-1. If you're going to enjoy Cheltenham, I hope you have a great festival. I hope you enjoy watching it. Races are on normal channels as normal ITV, I think, covering it as well. Come back to me on Wednesday, where I'll be doing my Thursday and Friday selections. Good luck and enjoy.